All right, so I forked Isaac's code that has his search page and just made a couple modifications for my own uses. I'm more focused on like exploration and searching than I am on betting from here. But hopefully it can all be useful for people. So this is based on data that's loaded into RAM on a dump of the. It's a dump of all the markets. Right now, I'm not updating my dump, but this is like from earlier today. Hopefully, I'll get a cron job or something that'll get new data in. So this is like a live table. You can show anything that you filter for, sort by everything, toggles, keep the search state. Um, if you click on one of these buttons, it filters to that. So we can go to like, yeah, this one, Israel Hamas conflict 2023. Let's sort by liquidity. This is a rough proxy for a number of traders. So yeah, 3.1% that this is happening. It's kind of interesting, right? Like, see the. My goal is to be able to just like sight read what's going on a lot better. Um, I also have the created. So this was created 6 days ago. Close is more interesting. So it's kind of fun to bet on stuff that's gonna resolve soon. You make more money. Um, the other interesting thing is you can filter by person. So let's go to Nathan. So these are all of his markets. Liquidity. So yeah, that's it. I mean, click in to see the thing, and you're done, right? So yeah, clear all. Clear this goes back to everything. So let's look at stuff that's closing soon. You can also hide the, or you can opt to show the ones that like that have multiple options and things like that. But I'm not that interested. You can also show closed, but that's just a big mess. Um, Although thinking about it now, I mean, if only half of our markets are open, like why am I forcing people to download all the closed markets every time? It's kind of ridiculous, given that like 99% of people only care about open. Yeah, the one problem is that when you load, like it takes a bit of time for that. That was actually fast. Like if it was your first time visiting, it would be much slower. Okay, what are my goals with this? Well, for me, it's super fun to just like if you compare to the so let's go to this main market and go to LK99. So this is what's offered on the site, right? So it's unquestionably beautiful. Like you can see the icon of the creator, although you can't mouse over to get their name. You can see traders, which is cool. You can see price, which is called stat here for some reason. But you know, from looking at this, like I have absolutely no sense of what's really going on because these numbers, don't scan. They're left aligned, not right aligned. There's no tenths digit, so that sucks. Percent is cluttering up the visual display. They're not sortable, and I usually don't want to bet here, right? Like I can't see anything with the description to bet, so this is kind of unsatisfying. I'd like to have many more columns. So my goal here is to expand the number of columns in the data dump. Right now, it basically has what you see here. There's nothing else in there. I would like to get stuff about recent trades. So I'd like to have a little spark line of like the last day. There would be a time selector here, like date, week, hour, etc. And you'd just be able to see like, if news drops, then all you'd expect all the markets to like spike up on a big market. Sorry, on a big news change. That's probably not going to be too easy. I want to get traders just because like I care about traders much more. I want to get like new comments. Like, what do I care, right? Like, why not have a thing just expand the comments here? Um, Technically, like I love the fact this is local, just because everything is so insanely fast. It's like it's awesome. A lot of the data I want to display though is aggregate, which is a pain because like I'd like to show like when I mouse over this guy, I'd really like to see his whole profile roughly, right? Like how many markets he's got, lifetime profit, all that type of stuff. You can get it, I can add in links to visit the person's profile and whatnot, but just haven't got there yet. It's like yeah, and Isaac King did most of the work of the setup. Like all this framework is all him. I just sort of like rearranged the columns and did that type of thing. This is a very nice distribution of prices, isn't it? So what else are we gonna do? Yeah, getting the new columns is the main thing. I was thinking, looking at this close date, like say you're on this and you search by this, it would be kind of cool if you could see if the y-axis were actually used to as a y timeline. So in other words, like 5 pixels down, you'd have these, 7, you'd have these, and then way down here, you'd have this. So rather than this just being in order, like this is monotonically increasing, right? But I'd rather have it be like actually like linear to the distance in the future when the market's happening. Maybe not very useful. The other thing is like you often want to fix the tags from here. You can't do it yet. Um, also tag metadata, right? Like when I mouse over this, or maybe even when I look at it, I'd like to know how many Yemen markets there are total, right? Like, is it even worth clicking on this? Eritrea. Yeah, there's only one. Oh, who did this guy? Yeah, this guy likes bridges too, huh? Interesting. He's a real bridge man. Um, I also created some nice bridge markets. Oh yeah, this will be fun. Let me find my bridge, a mega bridge market. So he did one about, I think it was Java. Oh, the funny thing about this too is that this table is actually called a data table. I didn't write this. I did. Oh, we don't have search. So let's do Java. All right, so we got Java. We get rid of Java books. We got me. Mega bridges. So let's look at mega bridges. Get rid of Java. So this is a pretty fun market, right? So this is ridiculous. There's no way this is 50%, given that they've been talking about it for over 2,000 years. It's not going to happen in the next 7. And then, yeah, this is really the ideal use case here, right? Like, because if I were to let's go to this and go to mega bridges and just see what we can see. Okay, this is taking forever to load. Yes. So like when you're looking at this, you have no sense of what's going on. Like, I just can't sight read this like at all. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's the same, but I just feel like I can see this one much more. Oh, this Indonesia is also wrong. Right, I gotta get rid of that. Okay, so that'll make it easy to fix. You have to be very careful not to use the back button. I probably should overwrite that. Back would trash your it would just like go back to your previous total page. Okay, mega bridges. Okay, so which is the least likely? Yeah, I mean none of them have been bet down appropriately. They should all be like 1% or something. The other big thing I did was space violence. Oh, I don't. Yeah, I don't see that one. Okay. So this was kind of fun, right? I tried to think of all the funny things that could happen in space. And the last one I thought was kind of good was epic. Epic sci-fi. So I just tried to think of like what are the most epic, crazy things that would happen in space. Experiencing your time dilation. Oh, this is Isaac's. Black hole. Reproducing with an alien, falling into a black hole. So I think a lot of the interest in Manifold for me is that, well, okay, I think there's tons of interesting stuff on Manifold, but it's pretty hard to find it. They've done a lot of work and it's gotten much better recently regarding like surfacing interesting markets for yourself, but I still think it could be way better. I've been trying to use, but there's a lot of wrong tags. So I've been trying to use tags to sort of help the grouping and help their algorithm so they could like link things together in an interesting way. But still a work in progress. With this one, at least you can jump really fast, right? This is not Factorio. All right. So I also removed all the description stuff, maybe unnecessarily, but yeah, I probably could have description pop out or even have it be here. Anything else interesting? Let's look at like global nearest time. Why is that so? I'm not sure the hours. It's very suspicious that that's exactly 7, isn't it? That implies there's almost definitely a bug on my part. Oh, am I looking? We're the only 500. There may be just a bug in the way that pagination is working here. Why is it like that? That's also weird, right? There's something I've screwed up here with this. All right, anyway, I'll work on those things. So I'll keep this available. This URL, but the 2 is for testing, and just get rid of that to load. This should load the main one. I'll try to only do releases to this one when it's actually working well. And I'm on the Discord, so let me know. Thanks, guys.